Hey, so the devs of the First Descendant have walked back their Season 1 schedule that was just released. I think you're going to want to see this.
Let's do this!
So here's a look at the original schedule the devs had just put out. This is the Season 1 release, and it was going to be dripped across 3 stages. The first one being on the 29th, which is just a few days away, and then September 26th, and then again on October 30th. This wasn't received really well by the community. There was lots of discussions on it, and boy, oh boy, did the devs pick up on that conversation real fast, and then responded. So here's a note from the First Descendants producer, Lee Byung-jun. It says, first, I would like to thank all the Descendants for enjoying our game. Recently, I've noticed that many of you are concerned about our current update schedule for Season 1, and as a result, we decided to readjust it. To make a long story short, we've decided to move up our update schedule for October 30th to October 10th. The previous schedule was initially planned to provide consistent updates every month before each content release. However, I have to admit that I failed to fully meet your expectations. So rather than splitting it into 3 partial updates, like I just showed you, Season 1 will be divided into 2 updates. One on August 29th and another on October 10th. So that's basically like 40 days apart. Along with the above change, we have also begun examining the update methods for the upcoming seasons in the future. In order to do so, our previous 3rd update for Season 1 will be merged to the 2nd update, which, as mentioned above, will take place on October 10th. Currently, the dev team is working on continuous updates and hotfixes since our official launch. We are taking various measures and methods, such as reorganizing the development process and even actively recruiting additional personnel. All good signs, I have to say. We will do our best to prepare better updates that will make you satisfied. Thank you. Wow. Okay, we're going to unpack that in a little bit, but first, let's take a look at the update entail. So this is what we got here. Season 1 Invasion. So it's going to launch on August 29th. That hasn't changed. It will run through December 4th. So the first update shows that we're still going to get the dungeon invasion. We're going to get Haley. We're going to get the inversion reinforcement. That's the power-up method. And then we're going to get the Season 1 Battle Pass and more. So the second update on week 7 will be on October 10th. So we're going to get the Void Intercept battle, so the new boss, the ultimate weapon, or weapons, I'm guessing, external components, Descendants exclusive spawn, ultimate Freyna, so she's now pushed up sooner, hard mode infiltration, modification modules, ultimate module, and more. So it's still broken up. We're not getting everything up front, but I gotta admit, it's a lot better than before. So we just have to remember that this is a new game, and some of this is a quality control tactic, while some of this is a player retention tactic. So, you know, because there's some heavy grinders, and when they drop everything on day 1, the heavy grinders will push through it, get everything they want, and then bounce to a different game. But I think that's not always for the devs to try to manipulate. If the game is good, the players will stay. And of course, they can't drop new content like every other week. But looking at this blog post here, I think what the devs are realizing that to make a open world looter shooter thrive, then regular updates are important. And I think that's why this is very important. So the reorganizing the development process and even actively recruiting additional personnel. That's huge. Like if you really want to see this game thrive, those are things that you want to see. There still are things that are broken or that need to be improved. And although they're doing a really good job on responding quickly, I'd expect there to be some chaos and some overwhelm on the development side as soon as that Season 1 hits, because they're going to be introducing a bunch of new content. And anytime a developer does that, especially in a live service game, things start to break. Bugs will be introduced. They have to be fixed. So they need to be able to release the content with high quality, but at the same time, they need to respond and fix those bugs as soon as possible. They don't know what they're going to be, and some of them can be game breaking. So although I'm excited about the changes that they have coming, I hope that the devs are making sure that they hang on to the integrity of their releases. I play another game, Division 2, and those devs have completely lost control of their updates, and we would not want to see something like that happen with this game. One more thing I would like to see change is those modules. I would like to see those ultimate modules get pushed to the front, because if I get Haley, I want to see her mods. I want to use her mods. And I personally would rearrange some things too. If things had to be split, I would put Ultimate Freyna up front so that we get her in week 1 and that we farm for her. So that way we can farm out our new descendants and then use them on the new content. Obviously, I would like to have my cake and eat it too, but my point is I would love to see Ultimate Freyna pushed up a little bit earlier. Why? Because I think we're all going through a little bit of this descendant buyer hesitancy. So I have a Freyna and I really like this character, but I didn't invest any catalysts in her, just one activator. And I've been holding there, and then we got the announcement of Ultimate Freyna, and now I definitely don't want to roll any more catalysts into her because I'm just going to replace her. So what do? Well, she's on standby. I'm not really using her because I have other descendants that are more powerful, even though she's amazing, even as she is. Another thing I want to discuss and get you guys' feedback on is I've been trying my best to keep this free to play as much as possible. Now, I've had to spend money on certain things, and it's kind of irritating on what those things are. Like, I don't mind buying cosmetics. I look forward to it. But one of the things that I've been forced to spend money on are things like presets, which are kind of expensive for what they are, I gotta say. I think, what is it, 150? Yeah, it's 150 for one slot. So that's kind of annoying. And the other thing that I've had to spend money on is purchasing more descendant slots, which costs, I think, about 50. So these aren't super expensive, but just annoying things to have to spend your money on. So for those of you that are about to say, well, this is a free-to-play game, they want you to spend money on something, I understand. But my complaint is if I didn't have to spend this on infrastructure, I would actually be spending it on cosmetics, and I'd also be a happier customer. I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts about these types of required purchases? If you're like me and you want every descendant in the game, then you're probably bumping into this too. That's all I have for you right now. Love to hear your thoughts. Mark them below. Thank you for hanging out with me. My name is Tuxedo Bandido. That's Tito Bandido.
One and only.
And this was another episode of The First Descendant. If you found this video helpful, subscribe, like, and turn on notifications to ensure you don't miss out on the fantastic experiences waiting for you in The First Descendant. And if you like videos like this, check out the one I have recommended for you right here. If you have anything you want to see covered, be sure to let me know in the comments below. And thank you to all the channel members and donors who make everything possible. Tux Nation wouldn't be without you.
When you buy or download anything for the First Descendant, be sure to use Tux's creator code to support the channel. Easy peasy.
Follow me.